White Dudes For Harris held a Zoom call at 5 p.m. when their wives were out with their boyfriends for date night. They were able to set a record fundraise of $4 million. They also set another record of gathering the most people subscribed to OnlyFans. The Zoom call, besides full of neckbeards and sunscreen, also had a few celebrities on it, including Mark Ruffalo, who hasn't been in a good movie since Shutter's Island, which, to be fair, had Leonardo DiCaprio. That's like winning a gold medal at the Olympics for a women's relay team, but you had Leah Thomas as your anchor. They also had that guy, whose search history makes anybody's criminal record in Guantanamo Bay look like a misdemeanor. It had David Hoggs, who invented vegan hot dogs. He didn't, but it kind of looks like it. As well as him, who... Never mind. I have momentum. I'm not ruining this. Josh Gad was in attendance, who said he wept over his daughter's bed when Trump won the election. He looks like the guy who would not only cry about an election, but also call crying weeped. 150,000 people joined. I haven't seen this many do I have low T Google searches in one area since I saw people lining up to watch Deadpool. And I tried to join. Not to support Kamala, but because I've always wanted to see the only thing gayer than a run club. But they never even sent me a link, which felt like discrimination. I thought white privilege would help me here. Their icon is a hat. You would think a group so focused on racial history would be more conscious of organizing a group of only white people and choosing a hat to represent their beliefs. Maybe they should call it Kamala's Kinetic Crew with all K's for alliteration. Has a good ring to it.
Ladies and gentlemen,
The Semi-Daily Night Show with Gary TV, your host, Gary.
Tonight's ceremonial first pitch. And please welcome the President of the United States.
We did it, Joe.
just making sure you're paying attention.
Kamala Harris, the potentially first African-American president. Oh, she's Jamaican and Indian. Just shut up. I failed geometry. I don't even know where Jamaica is on a map. The Democrat presidential candidate has fallen out of a coconut tree and into a coup.
You think you just fell out of a coconut tree?
And supporters have come out faster than any music star that's falling off. What the f*** is that? She's become the TikTok candidate, which is good. If she talks longer than 15 seconds, you realize she's actually worse at forming a sentence than Biden.
Come on, man.
And the TikToks are getting wild. You had a lady who posted a video saying she's lying about putting her number into guys' phones and is actually signing them up for Kamala's campaign's emails. They never lied, Chico. If she looks like she's crazy and severely dependent on SSRIs and constant validation, then she probably is. Trust me, I know from experience. No bueno tú necesitas correr de p***. Which brings us to today's sponsor, Babbel. I'm kidding, but I really need to keep using my Babbel subscription, clearly. Speaking of crazy women who will probably show up at your door at 2 a.m. for not responding to her texts, White Ladies for Harris. We've progressed so much as a society, we now segregate our groups of support by race. A Zoom call named White Women Answer the Call happened, where a Zoom of all white women, you pray don't run your company's HR, joined to raise money for Kamala Harris. One TikToker seemed to break through the most.
BIPOC women have tapped us in as white women to step up.
She is a self-proclaimed gentle parenter, which is millennial mom talk for my kid is incredibly annoying in public because I don't discipline, and I give them an iPad so I can get wine drunk every night and talk shit on Facebook. You know what I'm talking about. This is what the modern liberal has become, and Malcolm X warned us. You hate your job, so you seek out communism. You weren't good at thinking for yourself, so you practice conformism. You have no real adversity, so you suffer from neurodiversity. And you're too scared to hold power over your life, so you must seek power over others. You see these people a lot in professions like flight attendants, teachers, HOA presidents, or, as I call HOA presidents, dictators. You know these people. They are in your life. You're probably thinking of one right now. This is a safe space if you want to vent about how much they suck. It's 2020 all over again, and people are itching to show they are an ally. Racism does exist, but racism isn't racist in how it's portrayed. And the ones who are trying to make it a war are the ones who refer to themselves as an ally. You only use that term if you're strategically entering a war or want a bunch of money from the US government. The bartender who makes my margarita a double but only charged me for a single isn't my ally. They're just a great person. We are now a nation that is deploying people that talk like a TikTok comment section to win an election for a candidate who can't talk longer than a TikTok.
Or as my friend Quavo would say, he does not walk it like he talks it.
Maybe it was a Chinese psyop all along. Fuck. The old Trump is back. He roasted a journalist so bad, people are finally agreeing with my controversial take of defund journalists. I've been saying that for years to defund journalists and teachers, but that's for another time. Actually, that's for now. I know teachers who post their Amazon shopping cart in the summer asking for money for supplies, but spent their entire summer's money on buying more devil's dandruff than Conor McGregor. Trump sat down at a black journalist event where one moderator hated him so much, she decided to do what journalists are known for: remain objective. Just kidding. Yeah, she tried to steal the moment and consistently talk over Trump the entire time to get her point across. Trump roasting journalists is a great pastime of America. It's funny.
I'm not thinking, Mr.
That's
President.
okay. I know you're not thinking. You never do.
When you get roasted by a man who chooses to have that hair, you have no rebuttal. Trump made fun of them for being 35 minutes late. It was a black journalist event. He should have known that I was going to start late. I can just swap that also for women if you don't like that joke. And halfway through, he steals the chick's water. He talks about black jobs, which angered some in the crowd. And even Simone Biles tweeted about black jobs after winning a medal, making fun of him. It's good to see Simone Biles wasn't too sad to just do a backflip. Nothing like being a professional athlete and not facing adversity. Before someone gets mad at me for that joke, here were the women's 800-meter final times. Here were my best times from high school. High school me smoked their asses. You see, I'm a journalist. I say I'm not when I don't want responsibility of what I'm about to say, and I say I am when I want you to believe me, which is actually me just lying. And that's why I'm a journalist. And even a room full of journalists to me sounds like hell. You could smell the Adderall and shitty tweets from a mile away. Don't believe me? Look at how much the camera shakes on the interview. Both President Trump and Vice President Kamala Harris are ducking debates, which sucks because it would be the funniest debate we would ever get. Instead, as a country, all we get are clips like this.
To see the moment in time in which we exist and are present, and to be able to contextualize it, to understand where we exist.
This is the craziest woman I've ever seen run for office. I accidentally discovered Valentino Gomez, who is running for Missouri's Secretary of State. And I can't even really explain this, so I'll just show you and we'll react to it.
I am at the speaker's balcony, and they don't like me here, and neither in Jefferson City, but I don't give a f***.
Well, I wonder why. If your state doesn't like you, maybe don't run. Open a boutique or something. Why the f*** do you choose politics?
I speak the truth, catch and I will be Missouri's 41st Secretary of State.
Is catching PDFs in your job description? Is that like a hobby? Are you a streamer on Kick?
This hasn't come without a price. They have tried to kill my father, poison my dogs, and destroy me. But I'm still standing.
What? Are you a Venezuelan dictator? Why the f*** are they doing that to you? Not gonna lie, this is off to a rocky start, but I want to be a little optimistic about the future of our politics. So maybe she does like sports or something we can all relate to her.
Republicans are full of guns, food, and ammunition. And these Democrats are full of gay pronouns and even more gay. Let's make America great again.
Jesus Christ. It's like David Goggins if he hated gays. For Missouri's sake, I hope she's at least smart.
Guys, I don't oppose the Democrats. Let's make America great again.
That's not how you take a pulse. What the f*** are these images you put at the end, by the way? Why are you in full kit at a 4th of July barbecue? And these suits, you look like Leslie Knope if she was chronically on Twitter trying to pwn the libs. The conservative movement does have a grifting problem currently. People try to become right-wing influencers nearly every day. But the only thing that makes a wannabe influencer cringier is if they drop a rap song, so at least she hasn't done that.
I am America first, not benefiting my purse. I never sell out the people to raise my net worth.
Missouri's f***ed. The stock market is crashing. The last time I saw this much red, it was the 4th of July in Lake Havasu. How come liberals never own a boat? My net worth seems to have fallen out of a coconut tree. Now, I'm not a financial expert, but this is financial advice. Buy Bitcoin, emergency food, and rum. Not in that order.
Julian.
But this isn't all bad news. We have World War III on the horizon, and see, war does one thing.
Grows the economy.
With an election coming up faster than my car registration being due, we will likely see a flood of arms into every conflict that the US can get involved in. The US military-industrial complex is like BetterHelp ads for YouTubers. It injects itself anywhere it can, meaning those stocks just might skyrocket, dragging everything up with it. The reason for the crash is being pointed to a couple things. The fact everyone realized AI is actually pretty stupid, changing the definition of a recession doesn't actually end one, and the last reason being because the Olympics are in France. I don't know how that is related, I just don't like the French. But if you're trying to sell or buy, you can't. Nearly every online trading platform has crashed today. Why the f*** is Spectrum on that list? And of course, Spectrum decides to work when I can't log into what I need. Spectrum makes me so fucking mad, it puts me on the spectrum. But when you do zoom out, the stock market is just a mood board for the rich. It's like Tumblr for millionaires. And we've exited the prime J.A. Alvarez aesthetics and are now in our depressed Arctic monkeys theme. I just showed that I'm 28 years old. You see, the kind of people who get their groceries delivered are finally realizing how much everything costs and are getting nervous. They saw the jobs report underperformed and people decided to sell as much as they could in preparation for a recession. And if you are scared of a recession, you can always buy gold. You actually better sell all of your gold like immediately. Jim has been wrong so many times. Doing the reverse of his advice actually grows the economy.